EDEN-6 is one of the many planets we're going to be able to explore in Borderlands 3. Details and information have slowly been coming out about the land, the creatures, and some of the NPCs we'll get to interact with while there. As described on the official Borderlands website, EDEN-6 is a backwater swampland of a planet. It's covered by lush greenery and stagnant waters, dotted with occasional settlements and the rusted hulks of crashed spaceships. Civilization has never fully taken hold there, and indigenous dangers including ravenous saurians and semi-sentient jabbers effectively rule the planet. Two of the more recognizable faces are Sir Hammerlock and his sister Aurelia, who was a playable character in the pre-sequel. But while returning faces are all well and good, the true draw to this planet is Wainwright Jakobs, heir to the famous Jakobs Corporation. EDEN-6 is home to the Jakobs Manor. While details are of course scarce regarding the story of why the Vault Hunters are there, what has been stated is that a quarrel is happening within the Jakobs family. Possibly another sibling wanting to get the company for themselves. Judging by the images we've seen so far, with Wainwright and the Hammerlock standing next to each other, Wainwright, at the very least, appears to be an ally of the Crimson Raiders. Not much can be said about potential other family members. However, with all of the megacorporations out in the universe hunting vaults, abandoning workers on planets, and using very shady business practices, it only makes sense that at least some of them are good, or at least try to be. I mean, I don't want to ignore Torg. He's got a heart of gold just filled with explosives. It's nice to see such an already loved corporation not being terrible. Jakobs is a family company that takes pride in the effectiveness and power of their guns.
We at the Jakobs Corporation have held to certain values through the years. Simple things like family, honor, always aiming for the head. The Jakobs man ignores the mocking words of the ignorant. Your gun's too slow, they say. Your accuracy ain't nothing to write home about. And the Jakobs man nods, walks away, decapitates him with a single shot. Jakobs, a family company.
While there might be a quarrel in the Jakobs family, something I'm really excited to learn more about is the Hammerlock family. While Aurelia isn't the most fleshed out character in the series, we know her and Hammerlock haven't had the best relationship. We'd hear about how she would torture him and make his life terrible in a family sort of way. Kind of.
Hello, dear sister. I'm sure that necrotic lump of tissue you call a hard skipped a beat when I opened your condescending message. As pleased as I would be to have your emotionless, creature-murdering presence in my home, I must respectfully decline your request to be housed in my mobile surveying platform during your quote-unquote holiday on Pandora. Indeed, I would be delighted if we never came within 1,000 miles of one another. By all means, spend some of Mum and Dad's blood money on a ticket. By all means, indiscriminately murder the wondrous creatures I came here to study. By all means, get your butlers to carry you around in a palanquin sewed from the skins of crying children. But don't you dare presume to be worthy of my presence after the decades of teasing and torment you put me through. I want nothing to do with you. Sincerely, Sir Hammerlock.
The Jakobs family and Hammerlock family seem to have a lot more in common than originally meets the eye. The Hammerlocks are a very rich family, and it's never stated exactly how they got their fortune.
After Mama sold me the family business, she decided to take it easy. In this context, easy apparently consists of going from planet to planet, subjugating workers, killing people, and generally continuing to run mining operations behind my back. All the same to me as long as all the checks keep coming, but it's awfully bloody boring to be a CEO with piss all to do.
Aurelia doesn't mind. She has a very rich lifestyle and flaunts the money like it's nothing. Sir Hammerlock, however, refers to it as blood money and doesn't want any of it. Despite the two's drastic differences, Aurelia and Hammerlock share the hobby of hunting large, dangerous monsters. Now, the two hunt for different reasons, Aurelia for the sport and game of killing, while Alistair primarily for research and out of respect. They're two sides of the same coin, though I doubt either of them would agree to that statement. And hopefully with these two being NPCs in the game, we can learn more about their family, how they got their money, and what their connection is to Jakobs. I genuinely hope Aurelia doesn't wind up being turned into an enemy. Hopefully she's not lurking in the shadows trying to betray her brother and Wainwright. I just want to see all differences put aside to take out some greater evil. It may come as a shock to some of you, but Borderlands 3 won't be our first introduction, or at least mention of said planet. Marcus, as we know, is probably one of the biggest fans of Jakobs. And by the sounds of it, he's gone to the planet before, most likely to meet the family behind the company. In the Borderlands 1 DLC Claptrap's New Robot Revolution, at the end of the campaign when Marcus arrives to pick you up, he mentions bringing the characters to EDEN-6, and even speaks Jakobs' tagline.
Hello, my friends. Hyperion asked me to transport you to even bigger, better planets once you are through dispatching that runny little shit. Exciting new worlds like EDEN-6. This one time on EDEN-6. If it took more than one shot, you weren't using Jakobs.
My family believes all the accuracy in the world don't mean a great deal if you don't got the power to back it up. Hence our family creed. If it took more than one shot, you weren't using a Jakobs.
On top of all the other potential connections and storylines going on with the planet and characters that reside there, it would be kind of neat to learn of Marcus's tie to the whole thing. He could just be a fan or a business partner, but something tells me there's more to the story that I'm hoping gets some sort of attention. The mentions don't end there. In Borderlands 2, various radio commercials were made promoting each of the megacorporations, which, might I say, adds so much to the overall feel of the universe. Listen, I hate ads as much as the next guy, but for some reason hearing some multi-billion-dollar megacorporation attempt to appeal to my emotions in an attempt to get my non-existent cash, that's just so much charm that it adds to these games. Anyway, in Hyperion's ad, of course promoted by Handsome Jack, he mentions saving a group of space vixens using the Hyperion weapons.
Holy rackspit! It's Handsome Jack!
Damn right it is. I just came back from rescuing the space vixens of EDEN-6, and I thought I'd check in with my #1 fan.
Now, considering this is Handsome Jack we're talking about, there's no denying the story's probably not what it seems. Despite having once been a noble programmer with the right intentions, he was never personally going down and saving. Either he was claiming to save foxes or women. To be honest, either one fits in the context of Jack and EDEN-6. EDEN-6 is filled with wildlife, and Jack is a ladies' man. But programmer Jack didn't have the skill to save anyone with guns. Either way, the story seems sus at best. Something else that might be on a more optimistic note is the rest of Eden's star systems, specifically EDEN-5. EDEN-5 is one of the home planets of one of the fan-favorite vault hunters, Gage.
As you all know, the EDEN-5 Youth Science Fair is only weeks away. Marcy Holloway's already got her dad's indentured laborers working on a miniature thermosonic energy reactor because evidently all the money in the galaxy can't buy you originality. Stupid rich bourgeoisie jerkbags.
By the way it's described, it doesn't exactly sound like the hostile environments we're used to roaming around. Gage talks about the school, the corrupt police force, but aside from that, the planet seems to have a standard of living that is fairly wealthy. Technology flourishes and advancements rise. Now, rumors of Borderlands 3 aren't exactly supporting the idea. While EDEN-6 and EDEN-5 might very well be right next to each other, sources say Gage might not even be in Borderlands 3 altogether. Now, without playing the game, I can't confirm or deny the truth of that rumor. We'll just have to wait and find out for ourselves. But hopefully, she makes a return. Anyway guys, that was just a brief overview of EDEN-6, some of the characters we'll interact with while there, and just some general speculation and hopes. What do you guys think? Are you looking forward to exploring the planet and fighting its freaky ass monsters? Also, what are you hoping out of the HAMMERLOCKS and Jakobs? Any and all thoughts, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Also, what other videos would you like me to make and talk about? Whatever it is, be sure to post it in the comments. But until next time, I'll see you in the next video.